Hey everyone, welcome to a movie review. So, this is going to contain spoilers for John Wick 3. So, if you haven't seen John Wick 3, then I don't know what you're doing with your life because John Wick 3, uh, not even like going into storyline wise, the what's it called? The action sequences, fight sequences, whatever you want to call them, were freaking amazing from the start to the very finish. From horses to motorcycles to dogs to, uh, I guess you could call them some type of long blades or swords or knives or whatever. Awesome. So, this is going to get into spoiler territory. So if you do not want to be spoiled, now is the time to stop watching. So, five, four, three, two, one, boom. So now, if you're still watching, then either you don't care or you've seen it, so you want to hear what I have to say. So, first things first, amazing. Like I said before, amazing. I love the movie from top to bottom, from the actors to the action sequences to the storyline that continues on from the first, second, and third. I loved it all. Um, I love how they at least made a reference to the first one, um, a couple, at least twice. And I love how they made a reference to the second one. The only two things and this is just being picky more than anything else, is I was kind of hoping that common from the second John Wick movie, the bald headed guy with the goatee. I wish he was gonna be in this movie, but hey, what can you do? Um, what else? Oh, there's a part, and this is in the trailer, so it's not really spoiling anything. But there's a part where these ninjas on motorcycles with swords, I guess you call them, are attacking John Wick. And there's this part where this guy gets off a motorcycle to get on another motorcycle, while they're still driving, and some when he gets off, the motorcycle that he was on hits one of his buddies and knocks him off, which I thought was kind of weird, just due to the fact that I kind of feel like the whole object was to get John Wick not hurt your own people or kill your own people. So I don't know. So pretty much the storyline continues from the last one. John Wick is excommunicado, um, and from there, his story of trying to figure out a way to get out of being excommunicado. And while he eventually does get out of New York, uh, after he does, the people that had helped him uh, got hurt. One got sliced 7 times. One got their hands had a blade through both their hands. Uh, and then the last I'll talk about a little bit later. Uh, I think one of them died. I can't remember. Anyways, so I love all the action from the dogs. There is this one cool scene where a dog that's supposed to be one of Halle Berry's dogs jumps off her back, crawls or climbs up in a way kind of the wall, and bites this guy's arm. I thought that was amazing. It was well done. The choreographs for the dogs were amazing. I think they did. I think they used them very well for what they were meant for. Um, I love that they were wearing bulletproof vests. I thought that was cool. Um, I love the whole um, horror sequence. Because there's a horror sequence in New York where they go into a stable and John Wick uses the horses to kill the bad guys by hitting their back, which made them use their back 2 feet to kick them, which I thought was pretty cool. That happened twice, and there was like this part where before he was excommunicado, this there was this tall guy got killed by a book, which I thought was crazy. It it was an amazing ride, and then there's this part that's also, I don't know whether you call it a library or a museum or something. I think it was like a museum type thing or a place where you can buy old expensive stuff. And like, oh, there's a whole bunch of knives, and they're just like breaking glass and uh, to the cases where all the knives are, and then they keep on grabbing them and throwing at each other is pretty cool. Um, the action sequences for that and the choreographs for that part. Um, the ending I wasn't seeing coming in the sense of I didn't think certain. Well, should I say it? Uh, yeah, maybe I'll leave that out. But let's just say a certain character shoots John Wick, and John Wick ends up um, in a place that I wasn't expecting that he would end up, but technically it's a good setup for if there ends up being a fourth one. I wouldn't really call it a cliffhanger. I feel like it's just like a way to set up a fourth one if there ends up being a fourth one, just because um, you never know with these days, because there's great movies that don't end up getting a sequel or another movie to go along with the series just because people not enough people want to watch it. I don't know why they wouldn't want to watch this movie, because it's freaking hilarious and awesome sometimes. Um, like the character Zero, who you may have seen in different types of action movies, that like once they get to the Continental and he can't fight John Wick, he gets all fangirly over him, which I thought was hilarious. And I love the action sequence where the the this lady, I forget what her title is, gets these guys that have like armor all over them, so there's no way to like shoot them unless you had armor piercing bullets, or you lifted the helmet to shoot their neck or head or whatever. So I thought that was cool. Um, I love that Lauren Fishburne's in this movie. Uh, I didn't know that not Halle Berry, Eva Longoria was a producer in the first one, and she's one of the main reasons why we got a John Wick, well, the first John Wick in the first place, which I thought was pretty cool for her to do, to believe in this movie, and I think that shows what type of person Keanu Reeves is, that he can get that to happen with being nice to people, like I would assume Eva Longoria, who I assume have met at some point in their lives, um, that she'd be willing to put her own money into the movie. So I thought that was pretty nice of her. Don't worry, the dog didn't die. No dog died in this movie, 100%. I can guarantee that for a fact. They pretend one was hurt, but never actually got hurt because the dog was wearing a bulletproof vest, so don't worry. Braun from Game of Thrones, he's in it also. Um, the guy that played the Penguin in the Gotham series, he's also in it. He doesn't have a major role or anything. He just like has a few lines, and then that's it. He works in the place where they talk, where they sign the excommunicado or contract type stuff for assassinations and stuff like that, or hitmen, stuff like that. So, anyways, like I said, casting, awesome. Choreographed fighting scenes and everything that has to go along with that, awesome. Top to bottom, amazing. Go see it. I loved it. If I get a chance, I might see it again. I believe it's 2 hours and 10 minutes. It doesn't feel like it's 2 hours and 10 minutes. Like, I could have watched it for another hour, to be honest. That's how awesome it is. So yeah, please go see it, and hopefully I didn't spoil too much. I try not to, for at least this one. Maybe I'll go more in depth in another one, if I have the time or if I think about it. So anyways, whenever you watch this, good morning, good afternoon, good night, and go see John Wick 3. Bye-bye.
If you don't watch this video, you can fuck you or fuck me.